Hello everyone, welcome back to another weekly update on Bitcoin price. This video is going to serve as a weekly outlook for you guys to understand where I think the price action is going. If you guys haven't watched my last week's video, here's a clip from it where I predicted this move. Expect actually for us to go too high from here. If we do come higher than these levels that I'm pointing out, then we will come up to this 23-ish area. Will we pass that level? Okay, now that we're back, before we get started, please, if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter. Here's my Twitter tag, it's Jitsuko Toshiro. And if you guys like my content enough, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like this video. I am doing a giveaway for the first 100 subscribers on YouTube where I give $100 in USDT to one lucky winner. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Let's take a look at the price action of Bitcoin. I do have a few indicators I want to show you guys as well that will help support my thesis, and then we can go from there. So take a look here. We've been pretty much pounded for the past year or two with this price action. So you can see that we have a key area of resistance here. And basically every time we touch this trend line, we have a massive move to the downside. And this move is basically going to be like a 50 to 60% move. Now, we haven't really touched it since the April of 2022. And it's been a long time since we touched it. And I think right now we are going to test it again. We are overstretched and oversold, and I did mention that we could rally up to this trend line, and that is exactly what's happening. I don't think the bear market is over, and I don't think that we are going to see new all-time highs, but I do believe that we are in a bear market rally, and these rallies will melt your face off. Now let's take a look at what's happened in the past before we dive into the price action of the future. The reason why I like to look at past is because it gives you a hint as to how high these rallies can go. Now take a look here. We have our bear market rally of 2018 after the bottom was in. This was a 350% move. Now, I don't think that we are actually in the bottom yet. I don't think the bottom is in. And the reason why is because we don't have this nice rounding formation on the weekly time frame. If you look here on the weekly, we just have a very weak base. And these bases actually don't hold as good support. So if we ever do come down to test these lows, we are going to blow past them. Look at over here. We retested these lows. This is a very strong base. This is a base of basically over months consolidation. So when we retested it during COVID, we actually were safe. We held these lows very well. We had a higher low, and then we moved to the upside. I don't think that's the case here. I don't think that if we come down to retest these lows, we're going to hold. I do believe we are going to head higher, but not too high. We might have a move such as these right here, where it's like a 40% move or a 50% move to the upside, and then we rally. The thing I think that is going to occur in this bear market, especially because it's going to be overstretched and long, is we're going to come up and then we're going to come and make our lows finally. And yes, I did intentionally make my marker go down to 9,000. I'll explain in a bit. And then I think we will have our rip your face off rally and then another excuse to come test these lows again and then move up to the upside and set new all-time highs. That's how these work. Look at this over here. We hit these lows. We consolidated for a long time. We came up, had that huge COVID candle wick, and this wick right here tested these lows. You have to do this in a bear market. You have to do this during your accumulation phase. And I think that's what we need in Bitcoin if we want to see the price hit 100,000, 150,000. This is basically the confirmation that bye-bye price action here, we're moving up. So we need that to occur. Now let's look at the right now situation with Bitcoin. Right now, I think that we are going to come up and test this trend line. If you do enter a short, be wary. I understand that this is a key area of resistance. This could hold, but why wouldn't we just touch this $22,000 mark? Right now, everyone thinks that we are in a full-on bottom mode. We are going to set new all-time highs. This is the sentiment on crypto Twitter. You always have to understand the sentiment is key. The moment that everyone thinks the bull market is in full effect, that is the moment that the price action will dump on you. And I am so adamant on being a bear right now because, look, Interest rates are high. They're going to stay high. The Fed clearly stated that they're not going to decrease interest rates or do rate cuts anytime soon until inflation is taken care of. Unfortunately, this is the reality that we live in, and you have to be a trader more than you are a lover of Bitcoin. This is going to take time for it to mature. The next halving as well, that's another argument I can make in another video, but it's not for another, few months. So we have to be patient. You have to be patient. You have to let the price action take its course. I think that we have two targets, actually three targets in mind now. Number one is this $22,000 mark. If you want to trade this, you can enter a short here once we touch this trend line. I think this is a good area to enter a short because if you look at the daily, you actually zoom in. Everyone thinks that we are going to blow past this resistance. We're going to test it, blow past it. I think that this is a key area of resistance here, this $23,000 mark. Boom, and then we head lower. Now, crypto is crypto, so things that will actually rally a lot higher than we think. So in crypto, what tends to occur is these rip your face off rallies, blow past this resistance here, we move up higher, and then we hit this key area of resistance. This is at 25K. 25K is on the table now. And that would actually make an argument that we are invalidating the downtrend because we're getting a higher low. A higher high. But if we can get up here, you are lucky, you are blessed. I would call this the great short, and the very highest target is obviously 30,000. We have to talk about these targets because it's crypto and anything can occur. Now, the realistic scenario is we hit this $20,000, $22,000 mark. Or we just stay here, we don't even touch the trend line, or we go sideways and then head down. So right now we are in a key area of resistance. There is no question about it. And I do want to mention that these areas of resistance, they tend to hold really well, especially in a bear market. They might rally a bit, like they might move to the upside and they might make it look like you're going to break out, but then they come down. So just be wary of that. If I was to trade this, I would do a low leverage short. The reason why is because if I do a low leverage short, I have basically wiggle room to let the other resistance take its role and bring the price down. We might trade in this range for a bit, in this $18,000 mark, because we don't really have too much price action here. As you can see here, right here in this key area, we need more price action here at this $18,500 mark. So what could happen is we come down here, we kind of trade here sideways again, touch it again, and then move down. So just be ready for anything. Low leverage short is a good idea in this area. We are in a key area of resistance. Let's take a look at a few more things. Number one, the EMA ribbons. Boom. Look at this EMA ribbon. We haven't touched the 200 EMA since April as well. And as you can see here, we broke above the 200 EMA after we broke it down and we reclaimed it. So look at this. Let me refresh your memory. We hit 60,000, blew past the 200 EMA, which was supposed to be a key area of support. We failed to reclaim it 2 times, and then we finally got it at this $46,000 mark. Everyone thought that the bull market was still in full effect. Unfortunately, that was just an area to trap longs. Now, look at this key area of the EMA. You can see that right here, it's not necessarily coinciding with this trend line I drew, but it is in between the trend line and the price action. So we consolidated in between for a bit, and then we moved down. Now, look at this. History doesn't repeat, but it sure does rhyme. Look at this. We're here at this key area of resistance. You can have this same scenario play out and make it make perfect sense. So you could rally here for a bit above the 200 EMA, reclaim it, and then have that big move to the downside. So you have to be careful when it comes to this 200 EMA ribbon because it's a key area of resistance. And I unfortunately don't think it's going to hold until we get that rounding bottoming formation that we saw in 2018. We need this thing to mature at these price levels. Next up, I want to talk about the RSI. So if you look at the RSI, we haven't been this overbought since back in the bull market rally. And this is this is a good sign that we have a lot of buyers in the market. This means that this is a healthy thing in a bull market. Now, what this means in a bear market, let me show you what it exactly means in the bear market. It means that you're in the middle of a bear market rally, but these bear market rallies are basically, they can rally for a long time and then they can head lower. So these RSI values, taken with a grain of salt now, they can be, misleading. Unfortunately, I think that this trend line will hold. And I think what will happen is we'll get sideways price action, bearish RSI, so it'll actually just make lower highs, and then we move down to the downside. This is an excuse for the price action to dump hard on you. So just understand that these rallies, although they are nice, this overbought area is going to be a key component to the move or the capitulation that we needed. Once we capitulate, I'll let you guys know where I think the bottom will be. But until then, we do have more resistance that we're going to test. And, it could blow past it and trade up here in this $24,000 mark. But this is a good area to short. So if you're interested in shorting, this is not a bad scenario. This is a weekly outlook, remember. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. Price action moves really fast, and it can trick you. It can trick you. Now let me show you one more thing that we do have on the charts that I think is very important. You have to zoom out. What do I mean by that? You consolidate the price action into 12 months. You look at the yearly outlook. Okay. So if you guys watch my video in January, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and play a clip from there. Okay. So I mentioned that we'll have a wick to the upside. I mentioned that before we go higher, we might wick 2/3 of this candle and then come down on the yearly. That is actually playing out. So be wary of that. We need that move to the upside, that strong move, just to trap some more longs, and then we head lower. Where is my downside target? Let's look at the 6 month. My downside target is going to be around a price that basically makes everyone want to quit crypto. People think that if we do capitulate, we're going to touch these lows right here and bounce 14,000. They think that this is the price where, we'll hold, we'll consolidate, then come up. I don't agree with that. I think the break make me want to quit crypto price is actually sub 10K. Sub 10K. Everyone will think, oh, we broke 14, it's okay. We have 10 that'll hold. Sub 10K is the price where everyone's like, okay, you know what? Bitcoin is just a piece of garbage. I don't want to trade anymore. I don't want anything to do with it. It's just a horrible token. So we might consolidate at 14, then head lower, wick down below this 10K mark, and then move up. So this is what I think is going to occur in the near to short term. A lot of price action happening, a lot of signals telling you we are overbought, and a lot of basically signs telling you that we might head lower. So be ready, be careful. This is a bear market rally. It's a nice little rally that we haven't seen in a long time. Basically before the Luna collapse, and then we had a 60% move follow. So get ready for it. I'm calling this capitulation is about to occur, and it could be any moment now. Here's another. So it's going to be a 50% move. I think we'll blow past 14. If we do consolidate a bit, we'll touch that 9. We're going to break 10. So mark my words, Bitcoin will be sub 10. So that is the price that everyone will say, F it, I'm quitting. That is exactly what happened when Bitcoin went from 19,000 all the way down to almost $2,000, was when everyone was like, you know what, crypto's not for me. Right here, this move, this 50% move, everyone's like, it can't go any lower, and then boom, it capitulated. So These things take a while to play out. Just be patient. Best of luck. I hope you guys like this weekly outlook. It's a long video, but it's a good one. It gets you ready for the week. Best of luck. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Twitter. Here is my Twitter tag, and then here is my YouTube channel tag. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.